What's up? It's your boy Deon Cole, and this is my joke genius. Man, that's so hard to say, man. There's so many great comedians. I mean, it's the obvious. Richard and Eddie and Moms Mabley, Red Fox. From a child, listening to albums and stuff. And yeah, it would be Richard Pryor's album. A whole bunch of Red Fox albums, just how raunchy he was. Like, that was the whole allure. I don't even think it was the joke I wanted to hear. I think I just wanted to hear somebody curse. A friend of mine named JJ from the SIP, he wrote this joke, and every time I see him, I always tell him how I'm bullshitting in my career because I didn't think of that joke. He had this joke where he was in church. They were singing, "Yes, Jesus Loves Me." And he was visiting the church. Pastor sees him and goes, "Hey, I need you to sing the next verse." And he was like, okay. He starts singing Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, Jesus loves me, 'cause the Bible tells me so. Then one frosty Christmas Eve,
I never realized that those were actually the same songs. And I think that was the genius of it, the fact that he paid attention to something that everybody else overlooked. Early on, I started realizing that the job is to make people laugh, regardless of how you make them laugh. It ain't how to make them laugh, it's to make them laugh. Not being funny is funny to me. Anytime I was at a comedy club and a comedian bombed, it's hilarious. And I just always thought I need to incorporate an unfunny moment. And I was doing that on accident because I actually was using a notepad to just remember my stuff. I couldn't memorize all those jokes at the time, especially partaking in the herbals and drinking at the time. I couldn't remember none of that. So I would just read it. And people used to go crazy. When I didn't have the notepad, people would be like, "Where's your notepad?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I didn't smoke today." And they'd be like, "That ain't got nothing to do with it. Go get your notepad." And I'm like, "What?" I was a guest on his show. I did a skit on his show, and next thing I know, I was writing for him. Me and him had a conversation about something that had nothing to do with comedy. Next thing I know, 2 weeks later, he asked me to write for him. Originality is important in anything. When you don't do that, you cheat in the world. You know, you cheat in the world of who you are. And you're not giving people the uniqueness of yourself.